If you're a white man dating black women in this country right now, your life is in danger. The reason why no one is ever talking about this is one, because it's the least common dating dynamic and racially, and two, because the only people who feel like they have the platform to talk about it are black women. But I believe I have the platform to talk about anything I want, so I will. If you're like me and you date black women, you need to have a firearm on you at all times. You need to have a concealed carry with you at all times. The reason I say this is because when I bring a black woman with me in public, I can't tell you how many times I've been threatened. I've had black men attempt to intimidate me, attempt to stare me down, and act completely inappropriate and violent towards me just because I have a black woman with me. When you think about like interracial racism, you think about white men who criticize white women for dating black men, which is just as stupid and ridiculous. But this is a whole other level because it's blatant, it's in public, and there's no shame because no one, the collective conscience isn't of this like country is not aware of it. So that's why I'm talking about it. And I feel like if you haven't heard this and you're like me and you're a white man who's dating a black woman, you need to get on this immediately and get yourself protected.
I'm sorry, other niggas had your bitch outside.
It wasn't my bitch.
Then shut the fuck up in 2024.
Black dudes who prioritize white women, when they see a black woman with a white man, they turn into Dr. Umar.
Now, right. Yeah, now they call us job searchers. We hooting and hollering for massa. That's what they be saying.
It comes from the black community. I just saw you with the white chick last week telling her that, oh, you don't date black women because we're loud this. So why does it matter if I am?
That shit just, I feel like people that think like that is just ignorant
Well,
as
this
fuck.
is going to be really interesting because when we post our last clip with the white woman girl talk, we didn't get that from the black community.
So what, you fat, you ugly, and you stink, monkey? Shut up with your ugly ass. What you think you doing in my country? Yo ugly, fat, stinking, ugly, and you need to kill yourself.
Real quick, I keep seeing a conversation go around where the guys are now mad at the black girls because the black girls were saying in that I'm black and not afraid to admit a trend that as a black woman, I don't want to date a black man who's been with a white woman. So now the guys are starting to rebuttal and they're saying that it's like hypocrisy for black women to be making posts like this, and they don't understand why black women get judged less harshly than a black man who decides to date a white woman. So I'm going to tell you why. When black women decide that they're going to date outside of their race, if they choose a white man, it's a very, very rare experience that you hear a black woman say, yeah, girl, I had to date me a white man because a black man ain't gonna do this, and a black man ain't gonna, on public platforms, a black man ain't gonna do this and that for me. But on public platforms, how often do we hear black men, some black men, not all, so don't hop up in my comments talking crazy because I'm gonna push your line back. Often we hear some black men, the first thing out of their mouth to justify them being with little Sarah Ashley is that, oh, black women got attitudes. I don't like the way a black woman carry herself. I don't like this, I don't like that. As if one black woman speaks for all black women. A lot of times we witness y'all in comments up under posts and all of that stuff. And even I've seen comments on here this morning through by this trend where y'all are in those comments downing us in order to support you dating Ella Kate. When all you had to do was just love little Ella Kate. You didn't have to put a black woman down in order to do so. Because I'm going to tell you something. Most black women don't care about who y'all date. We only start caring when we start hearing you say that the reason why I'm dating her has nothing to do with her personality traits, or has nothing to do with the fact that she's beautiful, or has nothing to do with the fact that she comes from a great family, but has everything to do with the fact that you hate a black woman. That's when we start to care, because we have to start defending ourselves then. To the white women, there's no way I would be flattered by a black man who's saying that he's only with you basically because he hates the sight of a black woman. Because it's basically what he's saying. When he can't say that, oh, I'm with you because I love you, because you are the stars and my moon in the skies, you brighten up my world and this, that, and another. But instead of saying that, he says, oh, black women got attitudes and black women this, that, and another. That man is letting you know in a roundabout way that, honey, I am only with you because I can't deal with a black woman. He don't like you either. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. And whoever created work, your mom's a have a happy Monday.
I actually wouldn't talk to a nigga who got like a white body count. Like if he just got one. That's straight.
Y'all can date who y'all want to date, who cares? But I definitely felt like that was a main priority of mine to know before I got married was, what does your dating history look like? If you dated white women or non-black women, I definitely just scratched you off. The cognitive dissonance it takes to date outside of your race, knowing that they completely hated your people.
Is this not the same lady that said black women should not only date black men? Like, there's other options? Like, this lady has a lot of shit takes, but this one took the cake for me, man. Like, what are you actually talking about? Because it's like, if you're an advocate for one, but you're against the other, it's like, comparatively, you would agree that men are worse, right? Like when it comes to the oppression of women, right, and oppression of other races, dating a white woman is significantly better than dating a white man, right? So then it's like, you're in support of the one that's worse. Like, you're supporting black women dating outside the race, but not black men doing it? Like, what? And you can say that that's your preference, right? Like, that's you. But, yeah, like...
I actually wouldn't fuck to a nigga who got, like, a white body count. Like, if he just got one, that's straight. Y'all can date who y'all want to date, who cares? But I definitely felt like that was a main priority of mine to know before I got married was...
So what is the difference between this and a white dude saying, oh, I'm not messing with any girl that's been with a black dude? Like, it's the same thing, and there's no way for you to justify that it's not without sounding bioessentialist. Another point I want to touch on is now body count matters. Do you see how that makes sense? Body count matters for these people. So it's funny how y'all can understand that, but not when guys say it. I don't know. And I already made another video on this. I don't want to keep hammering down on the point, but it's like, people with this sentiment, it's like exposing it shows how hypocritical y'all are. Like, the double standards are insane. And I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Do you see what I mean? Like, for any guy watching this, like, bro, do what you want, right? Like, there's do what you want, man. Date who you want. But it's like, if you stay on TikTok long enough, they're gonna contradict themselves at some point. It's bound to happen.
I actually wouldn't fuck to a nigga who got, like, a white body count. Like, if he just got one, that's straight. Y'all can date who y'all want to date, who cares? But I definitely felt like that was a main priority of mine to know before I got married was, what does your dating history look like? If you dated white women or non-black women, I definitely just scratched you off. The cognitive dissonance it takes to date outside of your race, knowing that they completely hated your people, knowing the history. I'm married to a black man. Before I say this, black men are not your only option. An attractive black man is not worth your worth. The thing is I'm worried about is that sometimes black women fall into that black look. Another thing. Y'all wanted her to choose that big black man. I don't know why. As a black woman, this was a monumental moment for me in reality TV. Them giving Anaya the princess treatment and princess date she deserved.
There was this thing called bed wenching during slavery times, right? Where many black women were forced, but some black women gave it up in hopes that they could really be with the master, right? But he would always send them back out into the field with the rest of the niggas. And these were married women sometimes, so they would go back to their husband, nigga, you ain't shit, you always gonna be a slave, you ain't never gonna be free. Fast forward to today, that ancestral memory plays into a lot of black women. Even black women that are married. A lot of these black women still fantasize about the slave owner taking them in, finally accepting them, finally getting to settle down. And that's why a lot of black women, they get, go where you love, girl. You understand? Because that ancestral memory, that bed wenching, it must keep the black man's self-esteem low. As much as I don't agree with black men dating white women, I ain't mad at it 100%, because I know black women just want to control black men. They okay with divesting as long as a dark-skinned black woman with a white man. Notice that they always so happy for the dark-skinned woman with the white man. Why? Because she finally gets to go in the house. She finally gets to be with the master. Something she's been praying for. You feel me? Man, this shit is deep.
Finding a black man that genuinely desires a dark-skinned woman has been interesting, because every black man I've dated, their type was always exotic, meaning light skin, curly hair. Like, that's not exotic. Green eyes. Hello, she's just mixed, babe. She's just mixed.
I think first and foremost, I personally, before I met my husband, I never talked to dudes who did not like dark-skinned women. Like, I had to see a track record of brown to dark-skinned women. I always found that black men had a preference of dark-skinned or brown-skinned black women. I always found that they were more intelligent. They were just overall better people. And I just don't mean that to be funny. Any man I ever met that had a preference for biracial women or white women, or they never were good men, they were abusive. I would come to find out that they were very big cheaters. Like, they never had good results. When I'm speaking about I'm talking about the black men that are also brown and dark. I don't know what it is. Then in the video, the girl said that she dated outside of her race and that they treated her better, and she never had to worry about, oh, do they actually like dark-skinned women? Well, the reason she don't have to worry about that is because when you're dating outside of your race, those people are thinking, oh, you're just black. Dark skin, light skin, whatever. You are exotic to them. I mean, in general, we are exotic. As Black Americans in America, we are the minority. Therefore, we are exotic. But within the community, we have this preference for lighter or whiter skin. Not talking about myself. And therefore, it manifests in the way that some men and some black women date. The self-hate of it all. Wanting children that are lighter than them or that look biracial because they do not like the way they were treated growing up, or they do not like their skin. I did not play any of that. Oh, I have no type in it. Oh, I dated a white woman. Because I needed somebody that wanted all this chocolate goodness because it was chocolate goodness. You know what I mean? But my whole thing is, you never date a man who has a preference of something that's opposite of you, whether that's weight preference, skin preference, hair preference, whatever it is, because that man will always have eyes for that preference. He will always be looking for that preference. It does not matter if he even gets all the way to marriage with you. That preference will be lingering above your head. Don't play about that. And if you have to date outside your race to get a man that prefers you and what you look like and finds you to be the most beautiful thing in the world, then that's just what you have to do as a black woman. I'm sorry. I hate to see biracial women with dark-skinned men. That was a statement of one of the YouTubers I watch, and I really want to unpack this. This older black woman that I watched, she was talking about this dating archetype. And she was saying how, you know, she couldn't help but to hate it because she had been struggling in love as a dark-skinned woman. She feels like biracial women or lighter skinned women they already know where they belong. They understand that dark men want light women with loose hair, and they know where they fit. They know where to go and look when they want to look for a romantic partner. And if we just think about it, Martin, My Wife and Kids, The Cosby Show, The Game, A Different World with Dwayne and Whitley being clearly at the forefront. And more recently, you have shows like Blackish, you know what I'm saying? But it's just this constant kind of archetype of dating. And also just in media. Black men in media, they are typically with white women, or they are typically with lighter skin or biracial women, to be specific. Or just lighter women with like looser textured hair. The fact, I could probably list the dark on dark marriages, which is crazy. Monoracial love, I would say like Denzel Washington. I would say like Samuel L. Jackson and his wife. More recently, like Sterling K. Brown and Ryan Michelle, Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance. Like, okay, that's pretty much all I can think of or look up at this point. But the point is, it's just that those melanated relationships are just not as pushed in the media. She was just saying, as a dark-skinned woman, she never felt like she could go and just find the type of men and be like, yeah, this type of man likes me. Or I can go over here and I know for sure that these type of men will dote over me, you know? All of these things have kind of played a hand in the way we perceive ourselves and the way we perceive each other. Try to tell dark-skinned girls, you know, not to internalize some of these things, because it can cause you to be bitter. It can cause you to feel ill about darker-skinned men and the lighter skin or non-black women that they choose. I'm not saying by any means that those relationships are all bad, but what I'm saying is that you're not in those relationships. And many of the times when colorist men specifically get with biracial non-black women, they get with those women and they're abusive. They get with those women and they're cheaters. They get with those women and are not good men. Because to be a colorist, to hate yourself in that way, there's no way you can really be a good man and properly love. I would encourage biracial women to make sure that the men that or the lighter skinned women, biracial women, whatever, to make sure that the men that they are getting with love them for them and don't see them only as a light color, you know? So let's just be aware and let's just be better. Love you all.
I don't date American black men. I have never dated an American black man, and my reasons are quite simple.
Just to sum her video, basically she said she don't date them because they don't believe in, in chivalry and, taking you out and courtship, basically. And she used an example by saying, she made a video talking about how she doesn't accept coffee shop dates, and black men, American men, just flooded her comments with, oh, you're ugly, look at the way you look, you're dark skinned, look at your features, the one bit. And that's my real issue, right? At the end of the day, people can have their opinions about dating and races, but anytime a black woman has any form of standard, American black men feel like they are undeserving, and that is the problem. It's like, heaven forbid a black woman care about who she gonna marry. Like, what? And it'd be one thing, right, if she's just this terrible person and she just came on here and she just all types of ratchet and everything else, but no, she simply came on here and set her standard, and these men attacked her. And of course they hate themselves so much, so of course they attack the way she looked, because they hate the way they look. And I'm not even a person that feels like all of one race is one type of way or anything like that. But what I will say is, black women are not allowed to have standards when it comes to black men, because they feel like we are, bottom of the barrel. We should accept less. We should understand. We should be understanding of struggle. And no, ma'am. Anyways, date who you want, love who you want, but always keep all of your dating options open.
I haven't had that issue with Caucasian men. Sex was never brought up. They just wanted to just love on me.
I want to discuss this in the comments. I want to know how many black young girls, black women feel this way. Do you feel like dating outside your race, do you feel like they treat you better? Then I'm going to give y'all my opinion. I will say this, that a lot of black women have bad experiences with black men because of the type of black men we want or expect. And I feel like that's also the problem with other races of women when they complain about black men as well, because your scale for black men is very small. You want him to be an athlete or a rapper, or he got to have an edge to him. He got to be the stereotypical or a certain perception of a black man for you to accept him, right? You don't want the nerdy one. You don't want the he a square, but you allow the other race of men to be a square, or you allow them to be nerdy because you're like, oh well, that's just how they act, right? But you don't kind of allow all black men to have that space or a more wide range of personalities, and and I feel like that's really where the issue comes, because then you're only dealing with the same type of men, the same playboy, because that's all you will allow those black men to be. Like, yeah, he might not be 6 foot tall. He might not, be an athlete, or he might not have that look. He might be a little nerdy. He may like anime or whatever the case is, but sometimes those are the best guys. And that's just the truth. And that's in any race. So this video, go ahead and look. My interest in dating another black man is like 1% at this point, and I want y'all to really read into that. I love that video because she's a racially ambiguous woman saying the things she deals with a black man, and she's tired. And when black women say anything, we're told to be quiet, and this is why we don't date y'all, and y'all are hard to deal with, and here is your preference letting you know that she doesn't want to be a ride or die. She does not want the ride, and she does not want to die, okay? She does not want to go through the trauma of dating black men, and I completely agree with her. Not all black men, obviously. I still date black men, obviously. But I just find it so funny that these men are in the comments flabbergasted, and it's the truth. Y'all need to get y'all money up, not y'all funny up, literally.
A lot of black men contribute to the reason why a lot of black women are bashed and hated. Like those street interviews, for example. For whatever reason, unprovoked, when they're asked, oh, what's your type? They'll go, I would never date a black girl. Never. That wasn't the question, I fear. And those very videos get very popular. They get hundreds of thousands of views, sometimes even up to 1 million of them just bashing black women. Then you have podcasters or those YouTube streamers, whatever platform they have, that built up an audience around pandering towards them, and they just bash black women to them. It's very weird and coonery, and it's mostly aimed at darker skinned black women. It's aimed at dark skinned black women when they say this.
When did y'all start hating black men so much? When did that become a thing?
Well, since you're curious to know, myself personally started here. Beautiful black woman, I bet that bitch look better red.
Like I'm kind of racist, like not even like that, like not even,
I did
don't
hear
really
that.
like dark
You owe her
butts
an
too much,
apology.
you
You
know
don't
what
like
I'm
dark.
saying?
You don't
Dark
like.
butt.
I like a long-haired, thick red bone. Now there you have it. Exhibit A. That was why I started. And on top of that, this music influenced so many young black boys back then that I had my boyfriend looking me in my face telling me he wanted a Christina Milian every 5 minutes. When I would watch music videos and then begin to realize that none of the girls looked like me. Like, ever. Yeah. That's when I went in my mind and I planted the seed. I literally became a femcel. I was a fucking femcel. But only about black men, though. I hated black men to the core. Not anymore, though. I've learned from that, and I've learned a lot of history. Follow me. And lady, when you say dumb shit like this...
When did y'all start hating black men so much?
Yeah, when you say dumb shit like that, it makes me kind of lose you there. Because you're a dark-skinned black woman. Don't act like you've never experienced it. Come on. As do dark-skinned black men. Some of us women have a problem sometimes with acting like we're victims all the time. You colorize and mistreat dark-skinned black men too. I want to ask you a personal question. Can you hear properly, or are you playing dumb? Yes, the issues with colorism and hating each other in the black community is a very big deal. But don't play and act like you don't hear stuff over and over again in the music. And black women dissing black men, talking about get you a snowman and shit like that. That's not right. I don't know where you get your information, but clearly you need to do some more research. Hey, maybe listen to some rap music. You'll get a quick lesson there. And you'll see that what? We're tired because of what?
All we hear all the time, all day long is...
I'm already black. I don't need no black bitch. Put it down, put it right there. Only wanna fuck the black bitches with the good hair. I like my bitches mellow, light skin, yellow, light skin, yellow.
What you wanna do, nigga? Got a bad bitch, light skin, fair skin. You already know I had it since age 10.
So, because of songs and music videos, I became a full-blown femcel. I hated black men, and I thought they automatically hated me. Just because of what I heard in the music, and just because of how the black men that I chose treated me. Keep in touch for part 2. Subscribe.
The black men who date outside their race and say they don't care if black women date outside their race are lying. They do care, especially if the black woman in question is conventionally attractive. That means if a black woman is really pretty and she has a white partner, a lot of black men are going to complain about it. They're going to say, damn, what a waste of a black woman. Or they're going to hide their jealousy and envy under the guise of criticism. So they'll say, well, why is it okay for a black woman to date outside her race, but when we date outside our race, we get criticized? I know this because I've had black men accuse me of only being attracted to white men and preferring white men, even though they themselves have dated outside their race. They themselves have slept outside of their race, and they've even bragged about it. They've bragged about being attracted to white women because they believed it boosted their status. But then when I criticized them for their colorism and anti-blackness, they would become ignorant and say, oh, well, you date white men, or you're only attracted to white men. It's as if they can't believe that some black women have options and are so pretty that they can get any man that they want. Because a lot of black men are patriarchal and believe that they can date and sleep with any woman they want, even if they're not attracted to those women. So if a black man is not attracted to a black woman and he only prefers white women, he's still going to feel entitled to a black woman. It's really hypocritical, and black men want to call black women hypocrites whenever we call out black men who prefer white women and are anti-black and colorist about it and disrespectful, but then they can date and sleep with white women and then fixed their mouth to talk about people like Alondria because she's dating a white man, even though she was attracted to a black man and she did prefer a black man, but he wasn't attracted to her. It's as if you guys wanted her to just wait for a black man and not be with someone who is actually attracted to her and respects her. And like I said, y'all really only do this to black women y'all find attractive, or black women that you feel like you want to have sex with, because if a black woman was not so attractive or popular, you guys wouldn't care if she dated outside her race. Kind of like how you guys act like black women only care if you date outside your race, if you have money, success, and clout.
Taye Diggs' ex-wife is now speaking out saying that being an interracial couple is what hurt their marriage. And I have a bit of a problem with what she said. So let's get into that. But before I do, if you don't know her, her name is Idina Menzel, also known as the Queen of Broadway, but you may best know her as the voice of Elsa in Frozen. So in a recent interview with Tyler Jesse Ferguson, his podcast called Dinners on Me, she talked about their divorce, which was finalized in 2014. She says that it's very complicated, that they were very supporting of each other, but the thing that came into play more than anything was the interracial aspect of the relationship. They met on Broadway, and she says that they lived in a bubble where people were mostly accepting. However, when they got into the limelight, things changed. Now here's where it gets a little messy. She says he's on the cover of Essence and Ebony being interviewed by all these black journalists, and I think he had his own stuff to deal with that. She says, and it seemed like there was some disappointment in the community with him because he was married to a white Jewish girl from some show we don't even remember. She says she took that on too, and it became less about being successful and more about that kind of stuff. But wait, there's more. So to further emphasize that point, she says that a lot of times he was asked to take a picture by himself without her. Now, if she's talking about black journalists, let me explain something. This is how Stella got her groove back, Taye Diggs. This is Brown Sugar, Taye Diggs. This is The Best Man, Taye Diggs. So in our community, yes, of course, we're going to ask for a picture of Taye Diggs by himself, which is a normal occurrence when there's a bigger star. And in the black context, he's the bigger star. So to me, this whole conversation just feeds into that narrative that black people, particularly black women, are somehow mad or jealous that a black man is with a white woman, when in reality, most of us couldn't care less. There are so many interracial couples out there thriving. So I think it's a really easy thing to use as a reason for why your marriage wasn't successful. But the truth is, if y'all were meant to be together, you'd still be together. Doesn't matter what color you are. The ongoing campaign to portray black women in a certain light has been so effective. So comments like this, while they are disheartening, they're not surprising at all. I'm obviously a black woman, a 35-year-old black woman. And in my 35 years on this earth, I have never had a conversation with a fellow black woman about hating a black man because he didn't date his race. But that's a narrative that's pushed on us over and over and over again. As you can see right here, the conversations that my friends and I have are based around the fact that when black men do decide to date outside of their race, it often comes at the degradation of black women, with comments about why black women are not desired and not wanted, and all the things that we do wrong. We do not care if you date outside your race. What we do care about is when you put us down to do so. So how about we stop pushing this narrative? Because I hate to break it to you, but it's not based in reality.
Anger is an emotion. For some reason, I don't believe that anger is an emotion. They get angry and it's like, you're emotional. No, not sir. Anger is an emotion. That's what says, don't believe that. Don't believe what? That anger is not an emotion. Anger is definitely an emotion. Anger is an emotion. Anger is one of the weakest, but it causes the most harm. Think about it. It's one of the weakest and it causes the most harm to women and children. It causes the most harm. They come in, they want to fight, kick, scream, holler, pew, pew, you beat you up, knock between the washer and dryer, all because their little feelings are hurt. And it's like, sometimes you go something about a dude who tore the lady's house, y'all, her apartment, he did all that because she didn't answer his phone call. It was something along the line that she didn't answer when he called, and that man tore her house up. That man knocked her, that man put butter on her stove. On the eye, not the pot, just put butter on the eye. And it was like he was gonna burn the house, he was gonna burn the apartment. He said, your whole apartment is going down, the whole apartment building. And at that moment, it went off, it was like the police showed up to the door. Because you hear the police in the background. And it went off. That was nuts. But that's why he let these men move to the house, y'all. He knocked over the refrigerator, he tore her apartment to smithereens. And I'm telling you, she was responsible to fix everything, because I guarantee you he was not on these. I can guarantee you money that man was not on these. Don't let these men call y'all shit. Yeah, video, you know, after my live tonight, I'm gonna show y'all a video. I have a whole video. I took like bits and pieces and made it into one. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm show y'all. These men are losing their minds. I'll do a video about it. I'm trying to do more videos on this. Is this the VLK? Yeah, this VLK. It costs you $100 in order to join. Send it to the buy-in. Celine, to join. She wasn't there. That's why she wasn't there. And I think he was on live. If I'm not mistaken, he either recorded it or he was on like Facebook Live or something when he was doing that. But that's how she know. Y'all, he was on live doing it. But she wasn't there. So she probably saying, people like acting like Burger Man, oh, yeah, can up your house. Can your house up. Baby, mind you in an apartment, you ain't get a deposit back, and now you gotta replace all your shit. Now you gotta replace all that shit. A person that has nothing will help you lose everything. And I think that's what a lot of women don't click in their heads. Where we at? Let's talk about it, y'all. So that's wrong. So what y'all think about this? True or false? BLK women believe in BLK men love them, ruin the BLK community. It wasn't like because of TikTok. Listen, I see a popular TikTok on live. Her husband, she's a white woman. She's real popular on TikTok. And her husband on live her and Joe all on live himself. And that's like the third or fourth TikTok couple that don't have it to. And femicide. Do you think about yourself by yourself? What is Sarah? Let me see. Let me do it. It was a white woman. It could have been Sarah. Let me see. And her husband unlived her, left the house, and then unlived himself. Was it her? Yes, Sarah Gilson. It was Sarah Gilson. He unlived her and unlived himself. Because a lot of them don't like the fact that you're getting popular on social media. A lot of these men, you start getting attention. Whenever you are in a relationship and you start to get more attention than the man, a lot of men don't like that. Because the men became legal, they left all y'all for white women. We don't care, CD. We don't care because white women did anything special. And as quiet as it's kept, the only reason BLK men were able to marry white women was because a white man wanted a black woman. That's why we don't care. The only reason black men are able to marry white women is because a white man wanted to marry a black woman. That is the only reason it happened. That is the only reason. Y'all know y'all history. It's called Irving versus Virginia. The only reason it passed, right? Loving versus Virginia. The only reason that the white woman is with the BLK man because that white man, he was craving that chocolate. To this day. That's why y'all be thinking that white men like black women be crazy as hell. It would be more black women with white men if so many BLK women were not race loyal. Too many black women are race loyal. Because why do you think we light-skinned? Huh? Why do you think we have light skin? I want to think about that. Why do you think so many light-skinned children out there? Because Massa was sneaking in the quarters. Oh, that woman Lizzie. And Cookie can't chase mama. Nigga, what's not the reason? What's not the reason? That's why you see so many light-skinned people. Why do you think BLK comes so many different shades? Why do you think that? BLK comes so many different shades because we have been painted. You know, y'all want to get it? You're like, oh, you light-skinned. They just know what your favorite touch. My great grandma was a white woman. I'll give you a look. No, it's my great. It was my great woman was a white woman. This all about family because she liked the chocolate. That's how we ended up so much land. We had a lot of land. We had so much land because family. So my black ass family got land because of that. So work for us. Only the BLK woman will sit online all day and talk about BLK men. Not me. I'm sitting online all day because unlike you, sir, I have a job Monday through Friday. I work all day. I'm going to check out to 6 o'clock in the evening. And it's my first time being on TikTok today. See how you just lied on me? See how you just lied? I literally came here and said, I'm going to take you to services. I'm taking you today. I got up this morning. I went to the gym. I don't have a gym. I came home. My legs were hurting so bad because I'm on a damn Stairmaster. I knew I should get out of bed anyways. I came home, I took a shower, I made me breakfast. I made some avocado toast with 2 boiled eggs for breakfast. I rested my body a little bit. I got up and I went to the Victoria's Secret in the mall in the hood. I should have known not to go there. Y'all, I got to Victoria's Secret and it closed down. They had a sign in the front that said, July 19th, permanently closed. I was mad as hell. I came back home. I watched TV for a little bit. I slept till 4. I got up. I said, you know what? I'm going to Victoria's Secret on the other part of town with the white tea. Went over there. Got exactly what I wanted from Victoria's Secret. Left Victoria's Secret on Publix. Came with the 4 pieces of salmon, a little bit of groceries, some chicken breast. And then I came home. I cooked dinner. On my other page, my main page, I actually did a video of the dinner tonight. And then at almost 8 o'clock, it's not 8:30. It's when I hopped on TikTok. I had a very productive day today, and it was not on TikTok. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Like, I had a very productive day, and it was not on TikTok. Okay? And I won't be on all night, because guess what? I thought I worked at 7 in the morning. Because I have an actual job. I've been on this job for a little over 20 years. Yeah. See, I know y'all mamas, y'all sitting at home all day watching The Bold and the Beautiful and with other days of our lives and shit like that. Y'all grew up, y'all mamas just on the couch getting big, watching soap operas. So y'all think all of us do that. We don't, because I despise soap operas with my whole heart. I despise soap operas. I don't even see how people watch that shit. Like, I don't even see how people watch soap operas. Like, I never understood that. I had a friend who watched, I think it was a show called Passions, but they don't come no more. And she watched Passions, and she be talking to me about Passions. You think she was talking about real people? I'm like, who are you people? She's like, it's a soap opera. It's a soap opera. You got your hands up right. It might be, but my money is real. My life is real. My Cuba car that I drive around the city is real. The money I put in my bank is real. This house I pay for is real. Everything is real. My life be real. I would rather be this than be a BLK man who's the least of all. See, y'all be worried about real hand wigs when you least employed. The least employed demographic in the United States of America. Least educated. And can't read past a 3rd grade level. And you worry about wig. Because I don't grade read already. I went to school. Like, y'all be so mad because y'all can't read? And don't y'all have nothing? And guess what wig don't go like y'all on dresser. Dude, on dresser. Bunny, bed. Yeah, because I don't do a shower. So, you can't read. They can't do nothing right. Can't on the fire, can't read. They don't know how they kids. You got wigs when you on the child. Try in 1 minute. Y'all tap the screen. Let's get the lights on live. Come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Try to little arrow at the bottom. And share. Oh, we posting that little post down there. Like, they do all that talk about live being miserable. That's how you, okay, the way you know a man is doing bad is when they talk shit to women. Because they're never good to another man. That's another reason really messed up. Because they're never good to another man. Yeah, they're never good to another man. Because you fight. Right, majority of their family was their daughters. They talking about wigs and their daughters be wearing wigs. Y'all daughters be around they have braided. Like, y'all be happy. And y'all know for a fact y'all brother and girl had about 6 crunchy ass wigs. And she went to church every Sunday, get to church all the money. That's why y'all had none but beans and rice for 48 boy nights. She brought that crunchy wig, went to that church and gave them all the money. They came home and told y'all that y'all didn't want to eat what y'all had because the Lord was gonna make way. And that's why just eat the rice and beans. God's gonna make way when I get to church. All the money because Pastor has said. Yeah, that's why y'all mad. Why y'all mad? That's okay. Because the Lord gonna make way for the family. Y'all don't get the truth. Y'all got home, y'all got no shoes. She wants all y'all school money at the church. I'm like, God, go make sure you enjoy it. Y'all been married every single only shoes you was against Shaqs. I walk, I Kmart. And everybody knew you coming out of the house. Every time you stamp your feet, they lit up. Anytime you got lost, all they do is run for shoes like my money. Now, Johnny. Now, I lost. I do start running shoes. Let it area. Yeah. Send back to mom. You can do it. Don't let me. Don't let me. But your mama's face. It's not all. I was like, it's not all. I'm saying. They can't stand the fact that BLK men are the least. They despise it. They do not like the fact that the brothers who look like them. And when they look in the pro ring, listen. They mad at the joint ones. Mad at the pants that they used to wear. The pants too big. Now they around with shoestrings tied to the loop. And they bring girls to school. All y'all boys in school like this. Remember y'all? We call y'all pissy. Y'all names Pissy. Pissy Ray. Pissy John. Pissy Mike. Pissy Leroy. Cause all y'all name Pissy Leroy. Pissy Wood. Yeah. Mad the wrong person. I'm mad at me. I ain't do it. I'm mad at me. Yeah, Pissy. Everybody Pissy. Yeah. Had to put shoe polish on. I'm like, listen. What are you at? What's the point? No, night. They bring back Love Island. I actually enjoy Love Island. They bring back Love Island, y'all. They be focused on the gym. Because they focus on the gym, they be pre-diabetic. They ain't focused on that. They love talking about women's weight. This and 30. All them pre-diabetic. We can see them. They be right when he's got more head than hat. But we talking about women. Got more head than hat. Hat can pull down the way. They got more head than hat. But we talking about women. Like, yeah. That's what dudes like me. Online or off. I ain't nice to him. Ain't nice to him. And ain't gonna be nice to me. Not nice to my son. I'm nice to the boys in my family. But the rest of y'all, that's my brother. That's it. Y'all tap screen, share the live. Let's get some here. Hey, still. Might have to change from y'all. Piss them off. Smooth. Well, come on, Smooth. Let's talk about it. Smooth. 8631. Come on, let's chit chat. Tell me why you say it's false. Come on, Smooth. Smooth operator. Smooth. If you don't like, just click on the pink and what is the pink and blue man down there, and just click on every request come up. And tell me why you feel like this is false. Come on. Y'all tap. Come on, Smooth. Put LOL. Come talk about it. Don't be scared. It's a safe space. I don't bite. Y'all be dirty. I don't know what I'm here. Beyond bites. Nope. You talk to a man. He's come Smooth. I think it's a white man. I ain't gonna bite him up. I don't really like talking to him. Hey, Carl. Let me see. Did Kofi can't fool you still? You like that one?
No, Mr. Bus.
Not Buzz.
Why is that? Why can't you go Bus? Y'all just everything y'all wake up to black folk.
How we black folk?
You look for a narrative to black man. Let's go talk. And expect the public.
What do you mean?
Expect society.
How?
Because y'all been on mind control. Make sure everybody's not just mind control. It's a building of black community. Down.
You want to build a black community?
You're not a builder.
Why we do that?
You're not a builder.
Why we do that?
Oh, you not doing it now?
We need to find y'all leave y'all first.
I can't leave no food. I can't leave no food.
You don't like food.
I can't leave no food.
You can't leave nobody on public bus.
Okay.
You can't leave nobody on public bus.
Okay. Y'all
You can't leave nobody on so you're on the bus. You're on a bus.
Full white folks.
You're on a bus. We don't need us. Turn your camera on, let's see.
I ain't got to turn nothing on.
Turn your camera on.
Because you got spirit.
I'll put you on mute. I don't hear shit. You're the bus. Y'all know. If you stand here, already think the BLK crazy. They probably make y'all in the back. I'm in the back. Y'all don't care. Roll cross in front. Y'all still in the back. You're the bus. You gonna leave somebody? Well, you better drop your next change on that bus. Then the leaders. They didn't want to leave you on the bus. Like ASAP and always have. They could be so amazing. They could be. The issue is. The reason they can't be amazing is because they didn't step on their women to do so. If they didn't think that they didn't step on their women to do so, they would be amazing. If they thought that if they understood that being educated, know how to read and not being abusive was that, and they focus on the right things, they would be amazing. The black community would be great if the BLK men did what they were supposed to do for the BLK community. The reason the community is messed up is because the BLK men tore up. But then now that the BLK community is destroyed and they'll never be fixed, now they want us to jump in and help fix it. Why would we do that?
I told Hinge that I was a white woman just to see if I'd get a different dating experience, and I didn't stop there.
Wait a minute. I'm white.
This comes after I saw another young lady say that she did the same thing on either Tinder and Hinge, and it stopped giving her bums, quote unquote. So I was like, I want to see what would happen. Before you even start, that's the only thing I changed. My profile pictures, everything else was the same, so anybody looking at my profile could see that I was a black woman. And also something to note, on Hinge, you can't change race unless you pay for the platform. So if you're on like the free version like me, you can't. You gotta go with the flow until you find who you want, right? So here's what happened. When I said I was white, I got a lot of conservative white men, even though my thing on my profile says that I was a liberal woman. So that was interesting. And I was like, listen, if I have the ability to change it, why would I stop it being white? I wanna switch it up. And let me tell you, within the last 2 weeks, I have gotten more people liking my profile than ever before. I have especially gotten more black men liking my profile than ever before. I'm gonna give you a few seconds to guess what my current race is on the platform. I'm Southeast Asian. So what's going on? Are black women, are our profiles being hidden? Like, what's happening? What's happening? But I think I've been Southeast Asian, I've been white, I think I've been Pacific Islander, and you know what? I think it's time to switch it up a little. What should I be next?
I know this is going to go over a lot of y'all heads, but black women dating outside of their race has never been about being anti-black men. But black men dating outside their race has always been about being anti-black women. I just want y'all to sit and think about that. Like, let it marinate, let it soak in, like, really understand. Black men date outside of their race because in spite, or is that the term, in spite of black women. Does that make sense? But the center of a black woman's mind when she dates outside of her race is not a black man. Like, do y'all get it? Like, do y'all get it? Like, let me know if you get it.
I have a question that I was thinking about. You know, I see men online that often tell women that they choose Pookies and Ray Rays and they should have chosen better and they don't have any standards and this is the reason why those women are in the situations that they are in. But then when women say, okay, well, I'll choose better from now on, and they actually do go on to choose better and set standards for men and set standards for themselves, then those exact same men that told them to choose better and to do better will tell the women that their standards are too high, or they shouldn't have those standards, or they're not deserving of having anybody that's going to meet any of their requirements. Or they'll tell them, oh, well, you're looking over these type of men or that type of men, you're expecting too much. I've always wondered why that's happened. Don't you think that's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't?
Boo, bitch, what the fuck is you staring at me for? What is you staring at me for?
I guess you wonder where I've been. Wonder.
Bang. No.
Black community, all the time, black, I can't marry no hoe. Well, Sarah fucked John, Billy, Jake, and Ben, but she still got married to Bob. Cause he loved her. They all went to school together. And he knows she did all these men, but he loved her. and she loved him, and that was in the past. But nah, y'all gotta keep scoring his. Y'all gotta keep a motherfucking track pad. Make sure you fucking miserable and I'm miserable and everybody miserable in the black community. Yes, this bitch was up. Damn, I wish I was talking about. I'm gonna say something I ain't even mean to say, but like, what's up with black people who try to make sure like somebody just always getting down talk? Like, why we the only ones? Like, white people can do whatever they want to and still get married. Like, she would fuck the whole football team and she still get married to her high school sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm all for people dating their own race. I'm all for black love. And I don't have a problem with people dating who they like, right? I do have a problem with women complaining, black women specifically, complaining about black men not dating their own kind when they know for a fact, the black women know for a fact that they wouldn't look at certain black men twice. Y'all think people like Travis Hunter is ugly. Y'all talk about him like a dog. Y'all call him all type of names. And then the moment y'all find out he's dating someone that y'all don't consider black, y'all go up in the frenzy like y'all didn't even want him. It's giving fake outrage. And then when they go to a different race, y'all say, oh, the other race is using them because y'all don't feel like they're good enough because they don't look good enough for y'all. Y'all don't feel like they're good enough to be with someone beautiful or that's another race. I don't get that.
Man, she wanna lick my Gucci, man, my fat pa. Got her going crazy for it, bitch, boinka boinka, bitch, boinka boinka, bitch, boinka boinka. Got her going crazy for it, bitch, boinka boinka.
All black men do not have big dicks.
No, not they don't.
They don't.
Do not.
So
they do not.
But you know, I've dated a lot of white men and they be having big,
the biggest
exactly, the biggest, girthiest, most prettiest, yummy.
It doesn't look like the thing that comes out the dog.
Girl, no.
So you need